Have you ever wondered how language goes beyond just words? Prepare, because today we are going to dive into the incredible and interesting world of metadiscourse markers. First of all, what are metadiscourse markers? Well, metadiscourse markers are linguistic elements used to guide and shape the interaction between the writer and the reader, or the speaker and the listener. These elements are often words or phrases that, among other functions, convey the author's perspective, provide evidence, or help organize the text. It's important to note that metadiscourse markers are divided into two groups. We have interactive metadiscourse and interactional metadiscourse. Both interactive and interactional markers are crucial, so let's delve into them. Interactive markers allow the writer to manage the information flow to explicitly establish his or her preferred interpretations. In other words, they help to guide the reader through the text. Transitions, frame markers, endophoric markers, evidentials, and code glosses are all interactive markers. Transitions help move between ideas. Frame markers refer to discourse act sequences of stages of the text. Endophoric markers refer to information in other parts of the text. Evidentials refer to source of information from other text. And code glosses help readers grasp meanings of ideational material. Here we have some transitions. Here we have some frame markers. Right here, some endophoric markers, evidentials, and some code glosses. Interactional markers focus on the participants of the interaction and display the writer's personal and tenor consistent with community norms. In other words, they involve the reader in the argument. Hedges, boosters, attitude markers, engagement markers, and self-mentions are all interactional markers. Hedges are used when writers are not completely sure or committed to what they are saying. Boosters emphasize the force of propositions. Attitude markers express author's attitude and position. Engagement marks build a relationship with the reader, and self-mentions are explicit references to the author. Hedges, boosters, attitude markers, engagement markers, and self-mentions. Now, let's see metadiscourse markers in use. A frame of reference for language learning, teaching, and assessment relate to a view of language use and learning. The approach adopted here is an action-oriented one. It views users and learners of a language as social agents, members of society who have tasks to accomplish in a given set of circumstances, in an environment, and within a field of action. It was complex to identify metadiscourse markers here, isn't it? It was because there are not metadiscourse markers. This is the original text. Let's read it. A comprehensive, transparent, and coherent frame of reference for language learning, teaching, and assessment must relate to a very general view of language use and learning. The approach adopted here, generally speaking, is an action-oriented one insofar as it views users and learners of a language primarily as social agents, members of society who have tasks, not exclusively language-related, to accomplish in a given set of circumstances in a specific environment and within a particular field of action. As you can see, this text with metadiscourse markers is more clear and friendly with the reader. That's why they are important. Well, that was all for today. I hope you've learned a lot in this video. And remember, use metadiscourse markers. They are hugely important to the reader and the writer. Thanks for watching, and cheers!